Tomorrow is always coming, but never arrives. It's always just beyond today. Not true when it comes to internet. Tomorrow's technology is already here. We'll need solutions that are even faster, smarter, and more secure. So let's go. Let's go to a place where Midco Internet connects you to all the possibilities of tomorrow. That's where we're going today. Midco. Let's go beyond.
And now an important message from our coaches' wives.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis,
988 provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support.
You'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors
who will listen to your concerns and connect you to additional resources if needed.
There is hope.
You are not alone.
For 24/7 non-judgmental support,
call, text, or chat 988.
It's time now to hear from a Jayhawk player in the Midco Player Profile. Ready for the future? Midco is, and they can power home or business with multi-gig internet speeds. Explore more at midco.com.
Tonight's on our pregame player profile, we catch up with Kansas big man Zach Clemens, who's back playing again this year after a redshirt campaign a year ago. It was fun to watch you on the red team last year because you were able to kind of let it fly a little bit. It seemed like confidence was gaining, and you were scoring a ton in practice. Where do you think you made the most strides, and how productive was that year for you?
Overall, I think the year was great. Redshirting is, some people think it's a bit negative thing, but I think it's more of a positive in every way. It just lets your body develop, learn the game some more, and just get, like you say, get your confidence up. So, I mean, overall, I think it was great. I think it really helped me as a player.
A lot of times you hear coaches use the hypothetical, would you rather play with us and help us more as a 23-year-old in that fifth year, or do you think you can help us more right now as a 20-year-old? And the answer, 99 times out of 100, is with that additional year of physical growth and mental maturity and all that, you're a much more impactful player. Is that kind of how you saw it?
100%. I just, like you said, let your body develop, hit the weights, hit the film, everything, just let yourself develop. And, I mean, that's what we're doing. So,
where do you think you grew the most?
Overall, just watching film. I think that's a bunch of stuff that we did, stuff like that. I never really did that before, so that's good. And especially in the weight room, I gained a bunch of weight, so that helps too.
About how much would you say you added to your frame?
About 15, so a bunch, so that's good. Helps a lot too.
No doubt. And talk about now the big man competition inside, a lot more depth compared to a year ago when you were redshirting, because obviously you got an All-American, Hunter Dickinson, but you and Flory very capable in the reserve. So talk about day-to-day basis going up against those guys and making each other better.
It's great, especially playing against Hunt Flo. Two great players. Flory's going to be great too. He's just super athletic, super energetic, and it's fun to watch and play against. And then you got Hunt, who's All-American, stuff like that. So it's fun to go in every day and play them. So it's definitely encouraging to see that.
What have you noticed about Hunter's game as he gets set to play his final season now? Obviously, he's been a little bit nicked up in the preseason, but over the course of the last few months, where have you seen him make strides?
I think everywhere. He's been getting back into it. He's doing great. He's been like his touch around the basket's been almost perfect, so which is really cool to see. So it's gonna be fun to see him back out there.
And then tell me your mindset when you come in. Obviously, you're trying to keep the bar raised at a similar height, but you're doing the hustle plays too. You're diving on the floor. You're boxing out. When you check in, you know you're going to have 2 or 3 minutes to make your mark. What's your mindset?
Just how can I help others? I think that's the biggest thing. I'm just going in, make the players that are in there better. And if I do that, I think we'll have a better chance of winning. So
absolutely. I know it's early in the preparation for Howard, but you saw these guys a couple of years ago. A lot of respect for Coach Blakeney. Tell me about this opportunity in the Coach McLendon game tonight.
It's going to be great. Can't wait to see him again. We saw him a couple of years ago. Just a well-coached team, and excited to play them.
Well, we're excited you're back, Zach. Always fun watching you play. Best of luck tonight and the rest of the way.
Thank you.
That's Zach Clemens. More pregame coming up on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey Jayhawk fans, Coach Self here. When I prepare for a game, I always do my homework. Investing is no different. That's why you should visit smartinvestks.com, an investor empowerment initiative from the Kansas Department of Insurance. Smartinvestks.com is here to coach you on how to avoid investment fraud by chalking up the offensive and defensive X's and O's. Have a game plan before you invest. Visit smartinvestks.com.
Just like Bill Self and his coaching staff place their best players in the right positions for success, so does the Brush Group with their multifaceted marketing team of Sun Graphics, Don Levy Litho, and Brush Art Corporation. Sun Graphics is the proud printing partner of Kansas Athletics and is known for marketing support that is nothing short of exceptional. Make sure you are scoring with all your marketing efforts by contacting Sun Graphics today. Proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics.
It's time to hear from the head coach himself. Part 1 of our pregame visit with Bill Self is presented by LMH Health. Visit lmh.org.
Well, Coach, opening night in Allen Fieldhouse, always a special occasion. You're getting set to tip off year number 22 for you with what seems like a team you really enjoy coaching. Tell me about your excitement as you get set to walk through that tunnel. Every opening night is special.
Yes, it is special, and we'll be excited tonight. The Chiefs may take a little bit of luster from it just because I'm sure there'll be some people that have to pick which one they go to tonight. But it'll be great. We're playing a team that we played in the tournament a couple of years ago, and we ended up winning by 25 or whatever, but they were up 1 with 2 minutes left in the first half. So we know that they're capable, and certainly they return 2 first league players in their league. So it'll be a good challenge for us tonight, and hopefully we're prepared to play from having enough stuff in. When you start a season, you always are worried, well, what about they do this and what about they do that, and have we prep for that? But they're thinking the same thing too. So certainly should be fun. Excited for this team. We're closer to getting full strength on health. Ryland's fine. Hunt's been practicing. Shaq practiced till yesterday, and his foot got sore yesterday, so I don't think that he'll be available to us tonight. But we'll wait and see. I don't think he will be though. But certainly we're getting closer.
Tough to hear that on Shaq, but it sounds like nothing too serious with Hunt. I know you've said with the depth on this year's team, ideally guys like Hunt and KJ and DeJuan won't have to play too much more than 30 minutes a game. But what's the thought on tonight? And full go, but at the same time, you wouldn't like to overtax him, I'm guessing.
We're trying to win the game, full go. But from a reality standpoint and fatigue standpoint, I don't know that he'd be able to go, much more than 20 or 25, just because he hadn't been out there as much lately. And when big guys take 10 days off from being able to do conditioning, it sometimes affects them differently than it does a little guard. So we'll see.
Ryland, of course, came back for the Washburn game and combined with 2 other newcomers to hit 13 threes, 15 total for the team, but 3 newcomers combined for 13 of those. Talk about Zeke and obviously Ryland and Diggy as well, and that extra jolt of offense on the perimeter this year.
Well, I hope it's an extra jolt. It's certainly an extra jolt to shooting, without question. Of course, I want to be more than shooters, but yeah, I think we're going to have more firepower from the perimeter than what we did last year. Even though there were times where Johnny was really good and Kevin was really good on the perimeter, and those are 2 pros that we don't have, and these guys aren't playing to that level as a player yet, but certainly as somebody that can just jump up and make shots. It's a bonus having them out there.
No doubt. Hopefully more threes falling here tonight. When we come back, we'll talk about Coach Blakeney's team right after this on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
For generations, hard-working people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, families. A legacy of capability and technology that has made Ford F-Series America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Coach Self. Here at Kansas Athletics, we know success isn't accomplished alone. It's all about the team. That's why we are proud to team up with Ameritrust Credit Union, the official financial well-being partner of Kansas Athletics. Team Ameritrust knows that every play matters and every moment leads to a winning game plan. They have the resources you need to save, spend, borrow, and plan along your financial journey. Stop by a Ameritrust location today or visit ameritrustcu.org. Together, it's a win. Rock Chalk.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver. and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Get ready for more with head coach Bill Self. Once again, here's Brian Haney.
We continue our pregame coverage with head coach Bill Self and take a closer look at Howard. Kansas 3-0 all-time in this series. And as you referenced, just saw this program about 18 months or so ago. Obviously, you had to watch that one from the team hotel that day, but I'm sure that was tough as you think back to memories of that day. But a lot of respect for Coach Blakeney's team, too, having seen him make back-to-back tournaments.
You know, this is embarrassing to say. I was going through a phase. I don't remember. So I had to go back and watch the game to remember. They've been in the tournament the last 2 years, and if I'm not mistaken, they're picked to win their league again. So this is a good team. So it'll be a good first game challenge for us, and certainly I think our guys will be up to it. We've had good spirited practices. I mean, it's been good in practice, and I think we're getting better. Sometimes getting better doesn't always translate immediately to games, but the last week or so has been an improvement, and I think the Arkansas exhibition game was good for us.
No doubt. Where in particular, as you look at Howard on film, do they impress you and stand out?
Well, they can shoot the ball. They got multiple guys that can line it up and make threes, and they'll pressure us. They'll do different things. They face guarded one a little bit when we played them before, so they'll do some things that we don't practice against. More than likely, we just got to adjust to. But I think they're good. We've got to be who we are and play at a pace that we want to play at, and understand we're playing at home, and really get out and try to put some pressure on some folks.
You covered the keys there, so why don't I close by asking you about the McLendon Classic, second year of this annual event, spotlighting a KU grad who was a Naismith Hall of Famer and has meant so much to this sport, both in his innovative ideas but also as a trailblazer. So speak to your excitement to keep this initiative going now in its second year.
Well, it's good, and playing in HBCU school is meaningful. I think last year we played North Carolina Central, and there's been so much history with John McLendon, and what he's meant to the game at different stops and everything. Of course, he was just a student here because back then, obviously he wouldn't have been allowed to play basketball, but he was one of the favorite students, I guess, of Dr. Naismith. Yeah. And so, if you go over to Robinson Hall, he is probably as well known as any KU alum that's ever taken classes and got his degree from over in Robinson. So, a lot of positive things about it. And so our country's made so much progress in so many ways. He's a big reason why to be a forward thinker and a trailblazer, so to speak. I know we did that series here in the athletic department, but he's been a trailblazer for so many, but still, we still got a long ways to go. And so the McLendon Foundation does provide some great opportunities for some kids to get a jump start on a career, which they may not have had an opportunity to do so if it weren't for them. So it's a good cause, but it's also a way to keep Coach McLendon's name prevalent in today's time when he's meant so much to so many.
Really well said. Love this initiative. Excited about this matchup. Best of luck tonight, Coach.
All right, Brian, thanks.
Thank you. That's head coach Bill Self. More pregame coming up when we come back on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, families. A legacy of capability and technology that has made Ford F-Series America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
Do you have a reason to smile? If you have healthy teeth, you definitely do. And if you're covered by Delta Dental of Kansas, you have another reason to smile. Delta Dental of Kansas has many fabulous dental insurance coverage plans with a range of options to fit your life. You decide what you need. The whole process is so super easy. Plus, Delta Dental has the largest network of dentists in the entire nation. Yep, another reason to smile. Go to deltadentalks.com and click on Shop for Insurance to get started.
How's business?
Good. Are you up to speed with the new beneficial ownership reporting requirements?
Sort of. What's it about?
It's a new initiative to help fight crimes like money laundering, fraud, and drug trafficking. A lot of small businesses like ours just have to report some basic info to the federal government about the real people behind them.
Reporting your company's beneficial ownership information is quick, secure, and free. And it helps protect U.S. national security. Learn more at fincen.gov/BOI.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Another teenager, victim to fake pills bought from social media. This doesn't seem like a drug deal, but it definitely is. Should buying prescription pills be that easy? Many fake pills contain fentanyl, and an amount small enough to fit on the tip of a pencil can be lethal. So listen, before buying pills from social media, think again. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org and go for real. Brought to you by USPTO and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Back in live at Allen Fieldhouse, Kansas and Howard coming up in about 10 minutes. Time for our Have a Game Plan segment brought to you by the Kansas Department of Insurance, who reminds you to make a game plan at smartinvestks.com.
I think the first key to the game is get Hunter acclimated into this group chemistry-wise, let the ball run through him. And then the other key for me, the first two games we struggled with dribble handoffs and double teams. Bill kind of defended his guys and said they haven't really worked on it, but they've obviously worked on it since last Monday. Do a better job against double teams and dribble handoffs. The starting lineups are coming up next. This is the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Coach Bill Self. We're used to talking about all things basketball, but right now I want you to hear these 4 important words about the growing crisis of drug overdose. One pill can kill. Kansans are dying every week from drugs laced with deadly fentanyl. Please educate your loved ones to steer clear of street drugs, never buy pills online without a prescription, and always use a reputable pharmacy. Just one pill can kill.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Kansas Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Yes! I finally got my first phone!
It is exciting. Let's learn a few things about online safety first.
We can secure our world. Online security depends on you and me. Install updates, make better passwords. Think before you click, use multiple factors. That's how we can secure our world.
Learn more at CISA.gov/secure our world.
Everyone has a community, a neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. Community members can be your eyes and ears when you're not with your kids and alert you to signs of potential problems. Learn more at talktheyhearyou.samhsa.gov.
Glad we're playing indoors tonight here in Allen Fieldhouse. A little rainy outside, but the Fieldhouse is starting to pack them in for the first real game after a couple exhibition games. The Jayhawks take on the Howard Bison. Let's get it started with Kenny Blakely. Howard Bison last year 18-17, 9-5 in the MEAC. They get it started with Anwar Gill, along with Dom Campbell, Marcus Dockery, Blake Harper, and Bryce Harris. The Jayhawks go with a new starting lineup once again. I'm going to start with the big fella down in the middle. Hunter Dickinson will get his first start of the year after sitting out the first couple more as a precautionary tale. Banged up foot, but all signs are a go. And like I said last week, he could have played, but setting him out in an exhibition game made a lot more sense. We're playing for March, not October. DeJuan Harris, the other senior on the team, the returning senior, 6', 270-pound DeJuan Harris. KJ Adams, of the three returners, all are starting. KJ Hunter and DeJuan. Rylan Griffin gets the start after a great showing against Washburn. Didn't play against Arkansas. And then David Coit, back-to-back starts, started against Washburn and obviously did enough to earn the start tonight. That is definitely a message to A.J. Storr, who's one of the most coveted guys in the transfer portal, and Zeke Mayo as well. But a lot of firepower coming off that bench. This has been the Delta Dental Jayhawks Shoot-Around. The opening tip is next, right here on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
LMH Health is pleased to announce that the Ortho Kansas team has earned another clinical milestone, the Joint Commission's Gold Seal of Approval for Advanced Total Hip and Knee Replacement Certification. The certification recognizes the highest standards of care during a total hip and total knee replacement, and LMH is one of 2 Kansas hospitals to earn this honor. Get to know the Ortho Kansas team by visiting lmh.org/Ortho Kansas. Ready to schedule an appointment? Give them a call at 785-843-9125. LMH Health, a partner for lifelong health.
Hi, we're your friends who get super excited about the holidays.
We sure are, or this isn't the ugliest holiday sweater ever.
People think we're happy because we love peppermint lattes.
Or catching snowflakes on our tongues.
But really, it's because
it's Holiday Millionaire Raffle Season.
It's your best odds to win $1 million.
That's dollars, not twinkling lights, but that would be great too.
Play the Kansas Lottery Holiday Millionaire Raffle. Get excited.
See kslottery.com for details.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Kansas Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, families. A legacy of capability and technology that has made Ford F-Series America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
To find an agent near you, visit shelterinsurance.com and switch today.
It's the season opener in the Fog with your top-ranked Kansas Jayhawks set to host Howard in the second annual McLendon Classic. A ball game that honors KU grad and two-time Naismith Hall of Famer John McLendon. The Jayhawks head into tonight with their confidence climbing following a hot shooting night at home in their final preseason tune-up versus Washburn. KU reined in 15 threes on the night, 13 of which coming from a trio of newcomers. Clifford for three, bullseye, right on cue, he rips the cords, and KU goes up 14. KJ swings in the corner, Zeke dials up a three, and delivers. Zeke Mayo from way downtown. Coit wants a three, he buries a three. David Coit from the left wing, and the KU lead is 26. Now the action heats up and the games count for real as a season with tremendously high hopes tips off tonight with Howard. Program KU faced 2 seasons ago in March Madness, a 96-68 Kansas win in Des Moines. KU will be gunning for an astounding 52nd straight home opening victory, a streak that dates back to the Ted Owens era in 1973. It's Kansas and Howard coming up next on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
It's time to wave the wheat.
Here comes Kansas. Right hand layup, good. A magic act defensively.
It's game time.
Right hand layup, good. And KU goes up 4. Drives right side, lobs up, and he throws it down hard. A 2-hand jammer. Will he get it off? He does. He missed it. He missed it. You can rock. Chalk it up. The Jayhawks win.
Live play-by-play action of Jayhawk basketball is brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Delta Dental of Kansas. Unleash your smile power. Learn more about individual and family plans at deltadentalks.com. The Kansas Lottery. Download the Play On app and dream bigger. Kansas's 988 hotline, a suicide and crisis lifeline. Call 988-WENDYS, the official hamburger of Kansas Athletics. And by the University of Kansas Health System, the official healthcare provider of Kansas Athletics, together with LMH Health.
Oh my goodness! A 2-hand throwdown! He went coast to coast with a posterizing jam.
Now, let's go live courtside alongside Greg Gurley. Here's the voice of the Jayhawks, Brian Haney.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Allen Fieldhouse. This joint jumping already, 15,300, ready to tip off another promising season with sky-high hopes for your Kansas Jayhawks. Eric Danielson back on the public address, just announced those Kansas starters of Harris, Griffin, Adams, Dickinson, and Diggy Coit. Bit of a surprise starter there. Will he maintain that role throughout the year? Tough to say, but he certainly looked good 1 week ago versus Washburn, erupting for an excellent line of 7 of 12 shooting, including 5 3-point makes en route to 19 points. He's back in the starting lineup. Kansas breaking huddle in their alternate white modern classics tonight. That's the name of this uniform combination. In a given year, Kansas will have anywhere between 10 and 12 different uniform looks from Adidas. These are the modern white classics, according to Larry Hare. For Howard, they're in their road navy blue unis, white numerals and red lettering across the chest. Howard in block lettering. They're a Jumpman school, Kansas and Adidas school. Dickinson in the jump circle for KU. Great to see Hunter back out on James Naismith court.
Yeah, no question here for his final go-around, starting the first game. Got an opportunity to get better here tonight. Got to be careful about looking forward to Friday night. We know the big one with Carolina is Hunter wins the tip. But got to be careful. Not really a trap game, but Bill talked about in the pregame interview, hey, we were only up 2 against these guys with 2 minutes to go in the first half before pulling away.
KU wins the opening tap, and here come the Jayhawks as the ball's poked loose from behind from Dickinson and hits a Howard Bison assistant coach in the head.
It hit 2 guys in the head. It went off his head and hit the next guy, writing fouls down.
17 seconds in, Hawks will retain the ball as it was last touched by Bison. Here come Jayhawks with DeJuan Harris weaving through traffic, finds Griffin for 3, missed it from the right corner, and the rebound plucked out of the sky by Bryce Harris. He's their preseason MEAC Player of the Year and an All-American candidate as well.
Yeah, you got KJ on him. KJ can guard all 5 positions.
Backdoor cut, up, under, and missing on a layup try is Harper. Rebound tipped about, and KU's got it. Here come the Hawks. Coit wants a 3. He'll get a 3. Diggy Coit right out the chute. 3-ball falling again.
His first official bucket is a Jayhawk. Good job by Rylan Griffin drawing the defense. Knew that he had a shooter over to his left. Quick release, David Coit on the board.
Stay hot, Diggy. Stay hot. Never saw a shot he didn't like, right?
That's right.
Kind of like our buddy Bud Stallworth. His nickname was Bud. If it feels like leather, shoot it. I think the same is true about Diggy. Bison coming back inside, looking to work it into Harris. Turns, shoots to beat the buzzer, misses. Dickinson tips it ahead to Coit. Here comes Kansas. Harris up the floor. Inside Dickinson, juggled on the catch, but saves it. Skips out toward Griffin. He'll drive inside, finds Coit again for three. No, he missed it strong. And the rebound to Howard.
But that was a nice possession. Ryland got all the way to the paint, drew the defense, and got it over to a hot shooter.
Here come the Bison inside. A running right-hand layup is good for Gill. Anwar Gill, a LaSalle transfer, gets the Bison on the board. Kansas quickly back the other way from right to left, attacking this man-to-man defense of the Bison. Coit picks up his dribble. Left side, Harris in the corner. Griffin for three. No, he missed it off the heel. And the rebound of the Bison again with their All-American candidate, Harris.
4 trips, 4 threes. Haven't got the ball inside. A little bit to do with the way Howard's playing, but I bet you on the next possession they get it down on the block.
Yeah, a little surprising to not see a post touch for Hunter Dickinson 2.5 minutes in. Gill fades, fires, and rattles it home. And the Bison have their first lead, 4-3. Jayhawks trailing their only bucket, the three-pointer by Diggy Coit. Griffin rolling off a screen, finds Adams on the right side. A.J. Storr will check in at the next dead ball. There's the lob to Dickinson. There's a layup as well. KJ on the feed, Hunter on the finish.
And that's 2 seniors just saying, all right, let's get on the right side, 2-man game. Good feed by KJ, easy finish by Hunt.
5-4, Kansas leading here early. Flory Bidunga also coming to the scorers table along with Storr. Hawks in a man-to-man. Bison working it around the perimeter. They look to feed it inside to Campbell. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Turns, fades, misses strong. Rebound, Kansas. Dickinson tipped it ahead to Harris. Here come the Hawks. Wando to the cup. Right-hand runner, good. A little hesitation move and a beautiful finish.
Yeah, hesitation mid-air. Wasn't quite sure that he was going to shoot that, but had to get it up and over the rim. Nice job of pushing the tempo.
Now Zeke Mayo comes to the scorers table as well. Those are 3 guys that could start for any other team in the Big 12, and they're all coming off the bench tonight. 7-4 Kansas. Harper on the other end. Drives in, kicks back out to Gill. 3 to shoot. Desperation heave, blocked by KJ. Rebound, Diggy Coit. A lob up the floor. Harris, right-hand runner, good. Kansas pouring it on. It's a 6-0 Jayhawk run.
Having 2 point guards on the floor right there really helped. David got the rebound. Great pitch ahead to DeJuan. Hit him in stride. Kansas on a little run.
Kenneth Blakeney imploring his team to get it going. He's got 5 reserves at the scorers table about to check in for Howard. Here's a missed 3 by Dockery. Rebound underneath to Dickinson.
Throw it up.
Hawks up the floor. KJ, right-hand runner, good. 11-4 Kansas, and a timeout taken for Howard.
Yeah, Kansas really pushing the tempo. KJ beat his man down the floor. DeJuan finds him, and Howard cannot wait as a little run there by Kansas. It hadn't been a dead ball in about 4 minutes, so they were on a run, and Howard was gassed. He gets the timeout.
The run is 8-0 currently, an 11-4 Jayhawk lead. Kansas fans get to Rally House today and shop the latest KU gear, including exclusive styles featuring your Kansas athletes. Shop Rally House in-store and online today. And while you're at Rally House, pick up your personal copy of the Dogs of Kansas Athletics calendar. Going to make for a great holiday gift. You can see Steve Kincaid's dog Izzy, Greg's dog Charlie, and yes, my beautiful boy Bo, and all of the KU coaches that have dogs. The Dogs of Kansas Athletics calendar available today at your Lawrence Rally House. 11-4 Jayhawks. 15:29 to go in the first half on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Behind my desk in the hospital is a wall of cards, letters, and thank you notes. They're from our patients, their children, their families, expressing thanks for how we've helped them. Every note we get goes right up on that wall. And it doesn't happen often, but whenever I need a reminder that what we do is making a difference for people, I look back at that wall. And immediately, I'm inspired to continue doing all I can.
The University of Kansas Health System. Why would you go anywhere else? When a KU versus K-State rivalry game begins, emotions run high, legends are created, school pride hangs in the balance, memories that last a lifetime will be made, because each game is the most important game in history, at least until the next one. Get in the game with your chance to win up to $50,000. The Rivalry Riches instant ticket from the Kansas Lottery. See kslottery.com for details.
Do you have a reason to smile? If you have healthy teeth, you definitely do. And if you're covered by Delta Dental of Kansas, you have another reason to smile. Delta Dental of Kansas has many fabulous dental insurance coverage plans with a range of options to fit your life. You decide what you need. The whole process is so super easy. Plus, Delta Dental has the largest network of dentists in the entire nation. Yep, another reason to smile. Go to deltadentalks.com and click on Shop for Insurance to get started.
Welcome back to Allen Fieldhouse, 11-4 Kansas. The Jayhawks currently riding an 8-0 run, 15:29 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, an 8-0 run, and then you can put guys in like Zeke and AJ and Flory, and Howard's got to be like, all right, that was a starting five, and this five right now could start for just about anybody in the country. So that's what I talked about early, was just the waves of guys that Bill can bring in.
Will be so imposing as the season moves forward and guys like Storr and Mayo continue to settle in.
Yeah, and you know, you get DeJuan Harris getting a blow at the 15-minute mark, which we didn't see very much of that last year.
He'll be so much more effective in late-game scenarios because only playing 30 minutes tonight as opposed to 36. Down to 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Bison. They work it around the perimeter. When will they attack? 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Will they get off a shot? Yes. It's an air ball, though, and a shot clock violation. Cameron Shockley-Okeke, a transfer from Embry-Riddle, forced one up to beat the buzzer, but it was not close, and Kansas forces the shot clock violation.
And so far on every possession, Howard's gotten it under 5 seconds, so Kansas doing a nice job of not giving in at all.
Storr with the screen, passes ahead to Flory, a two-hand monster jam. Flory Bidunga rocking that rim on a beautiful feed from Storr.
I say it all the time, he's a rim runner, and a nice job by AJ using the screen. Easy little dump down pass as Flory had the edge. Got an easy bucket.
10-0 KU run. Here's a three on the other end. It misses with a brick. Rebound Kansas. Back come the Jayhawks. Storr, little stop and go. Floats, fires, got it. Right hand layup good with a kiss off the glass for A.J. Storr.
A couple of really nice possessions offensively for A.J. Storr. Had the feed to Flory, and that time just played bully ball, got all the way to the rim. And Kansas with another layup after starting the game with 4 straight threes.
They lean in and a shot rejected, but first the foul down low on K.J. Adams. Flory Bidunga blocked it after the foul. We'll see a foul on KJ. And for those that asked, after the exhibition versus Washburn, they received. The new video board at Kansas has team fouls, individual fouls, everything on it. That was maybe the one loudest bit of feedback on all the fabulous new additions is, hey, give us those fouls back. Now they can clearly read them, and the first foul tonight goes on Kansas.
So you look at what Bill Self did with DeJuan and David Coit about the 15:30 mark. DeJuan sat, then he just rotated back in. So like you talked about, in late game situations, when you get those rests early on, and that was coupled with the timeout, you don't need DeJuan playing 38 minutes a game. There's a nice in-traffic rebound by Zeke Mayo after back-to-back misses.
Here comes the lob, too tall for Flory Bidunga off the alley-oop from Harris. It's hard to overthrow that guy. That's like throwing it past Wilt Chamberlain, but too tall on the feed.
I had a teammate like that, Darren Hancock, one of the greatest athletes to ever play here, and we would just think he could jump 13 feet in the air, and sometimes he just couldn't. But Bill looked at DeJuan and said, hey, it's a good idea. Those type of turnovers you can live with.
Keep throwing him up there. Let him try to go get it. Bidunga, KU's 51st McDonald's All-American in school history. Here come the Bison. Backdoor cut. Blocked from behind by Storr, but a foul is called as well. And Shockley-Okeke will get to toe the line for a pair here. A.J. thought he got all ball.
Well, part of the problem was A.J. was trailing. He got beat back door, and anytime you swipe down like that, they're going to call it.
So to the free throw line goes Shockley Okiki. Moments ago, you had the two misses by Okiji. Southpaw here with in and out, no good miss as well. And the Bison have opened 0 for 3 from the stripe.
They're trying to break a 4-minute scoring drought.
Yeah, life was good. 2 minutes in, they were up 4 to 3. But ever since then, Kansas on a 12-0 run. Finally, a free throw made. This club shot 75% from the free throw line a year ago. And most of their stars returned, so you wouldn't expect them to continue to struggle like this.
Got to have some recognition that time. It was just DeJuan and Zeke back there, and those three guys were on the other baseline. Had trouble getting it in.
15-5, Kansas in front. DeJuan Harris has it between the circles. The Bison remain in a man-to-man. Passes off to Passmore, who drives in, has it stripped away. It's going to be a steal for Howard. Here come the Bison. An out-of-control running layup misses by Jaron Johnson off the bottom of the rim, and the rebound to Bidunga of Kansas. Here come the Jayhawks. Mayo thought about a deep three. Instead passes off to Harris. Inside Flory, faces up on his man, goes right to the cup and scores with a left hand over Miles Stewart. What a dominating move by Bidunga.
Yeah, he got the ball out on the short post, faced up, and then spun on him. An aggressive move, one dribble, decisive, aggressive move.
KU is 7 for their last 7 in a 14-1 run by Kansas. 12:30 to go here in the half. Howard looking to drive with Okiji. Steps back and misses on a fading 17-footer. Rebound Bidunga of Kansas. Back come the Jayhawks. Harris, little stop and go. Lobs to Flory. A two-hand thundering jam. One on the feed. Flory on that flush.
Turned the corner. Didn't have that guy to throw it up to last year unless it was KJ. They love their shiny new toy, which is Flory Bidunga.
12 minutes to go here in the first half. The Jayhawks on a 16-1 run. Took them a while to come alive in the last meeting a year and a half ago. They've been lit from the opening tip here tonight.
Well, I guarantee you that was talked about by Bill Self all week in practice.
19-5 Kansas. Howard picking up their dribble. 2 seconds on the clock. A desperation floater misses from Strong. The shot was strong as well. Rebound Kansas. Harris down the left sideline. Dribbles in, crosses over. Trying to juke his way around Stewart, but passes off finally to A.J. Storer lost the handle in the paint. Goes up, has it blocked. And they're going to say a tie-up. And possession arrow will give it to the Bison.
Yeah, A.J. had the angle, but he just dropped it. Got the jump ball. It'll be Howard ball when we come back. But what a flurry of offense by the Jayhawks. Like you said, Brian, a little bit of a slow start, down 4-3, but they've done everything, getting out in transition, getting dunks, alley-oops. The 3-ball went away, but shoot a little higher percentage from inside the arc. First half action is brought to you by Ameritrust Credit Union, the official financial well-being partner of Kansas Athletics, proudly serving Jayhawk fans and the Lawrence community, federally insured by the NCAA.
Yeah, I'd say a little bit better inside the arc is right. 1 of 4 from 3, 8 of 9 from inside the arc. What a job by Kansas, including 7 for 7 in the midst of a 16-1 run. 19-5 our score. Kansas in front. If you're looking for a job, have you considered a job in the oil and natural gas industry? They're currently paying their highest wages in history. Find out more at kansasstrong.com. 19-5 Jayhawks. 11:20 to go here in the first half on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
Performance is required whether it's on the football field or on the hardwoods of Allen Fieldhouse. It's what makes a champion. BMW of Topeka is the home of performance, professionalism, and customer support and service for KU grads and supporters. We have the selection, the knowledge, and we understand the BMW Performance Playbook. Whether you are driving for a touchdown, a layup, or to the store or school, BMW of Topeka is there for you. 3030 South Kansas Avenue or online at bmwtopeka.com.
Just like Bill Self and his coaching staff place their best players in the right positions for success, so does the Brush Group with their multifaceted marketing team of Sun Graphics, Don Levy Litho, and Brush Art Corporation. Sun Graphics is the proud printing partner of Kansas Athletics and is known for marketing support that is nothing short of exceptional. Make sure you are scoring with all your marketing efforts by contacting Sun Graphics today. Proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Coach Self. Here at Kansas Athletics, we know success isn't accomplished alone. It's all about the team. That's why we are proud to team up with Ameritrust Credit Union, the official financial well-being partner of Kansas Athletics. Team Ameritrust knows that every play matters and every moment leads to a winning game plan. They have the resources you need to save, spend, borrow, and plan along your financial journey. Stop by a Ameritrust location today or visit ameritrustcu.org. Together, it's a win. Rock Chalk.
Welcome back to Allen Fieldhouse. 11:20 to go here in the first half. 19-5. The Jayhawks in front. Kansas is open. 9 of 13 from the floor. 69% shooting. Meanwhile, the Bison just 2 of 12 for 17%.
Yeah, and defensively, Kansas getting after it. You know, they get deep in that shot clock every time, and they don't have one-on-one players that other schools do, so Kansas doing everything they can to, Howard's doing everything he can to slow the game down, but Kansas playing good D, then getting out in transition.
Bison bring it up the floor from left to right with Anwar Gill at the point. He drives inside, had it stripped going up. Loose ball, pinballs about, but Harris comes up with it on the right wing.
He's a straight line drive because David fell down and didn't expect him to get beat that bad.
Kick it out to Dockery with 7 on the clock. He's a second-team All-League pick. Inside, shot muscled up, misses from Campbell. Rebound, Hunter Dickinson. 19-5 Kansas. Big Hunt, the preseason first-team All-American, has had just 1 shot thus far, but he hit it. And 2 points for Dickinson in the first 10 minutes. Griffin, he'll try a 3 and drain a 3. Ryland Griffin from the right corner. The KU run continues. 19-1 on the Kansas run.
And again, David Coit turned the corner, drew the defense, and found the shooter. He's been a great facilitator early on tonight.
Bison looking for answers here tonight. Harris will try a 3. Missed it wide left by about 3 feet. Just hit backboard. Rebound Dickinson. A lob. Passmore misses on the feed from Dewan. And that one looked to be on the money for the most part.
Yeah, that was a good pass. Went right through the hands of Raquise Passmore, whose head about hit the rim.
22-5. Kansas in front, and now a foul on Raquise as they got it underneath to their preseason first-team All-MEAC pick, Bryce Harris. And the foul goes on Passmore, his first. 2 free throws coming for the senior Harris.
You got to like Raquise Passmore out in transition. And again, it was a nice feed by Dewan, but he has just been, he's kind of doesn't really know what he's doing yet. But what I love about him is that he plays hard. If he doesn't know, he's moving.
First free throw from Harris misses with a brick. He shot him at 74% a year ago. Actually led the MEAC in field goal percentage at 55%. Team leader at almost 17 points a game. KU's done a number on him tonight, though. He's still scoreless. Second free throw also misses, and Dickinson lost the handle on the rebound, fumbles it out of bounds, and goes down to the floor in frustration with himself, but it will stay with the Bison. 9:50 to go in the half, 22-5 Kansas. It's a 19-1 KU run, and the Bison are just 1 of 6 from the charity stripe. Is this bright lights, big stage thing? They get it in and immediately step out of bounds. Does Gill. It's another Bison turnover.
Well, he threw it really close to where he threw it in bounds, and he handed it to him before he got inbound. So careless turnover there by Howard after an opportunity after 2 missed free throws.
I referenced 1 of 6 from the line. The big drought they're in, shooting the ball from the floor, 2 of 14. Is this a big stage, a little intimidated by the atmosphere type thing?
It's a combination of Kansas playing really good defense. There's Hunt.
Turns with a hook shot that misses short. Rebound underneath to Harris. Back of the Bison from left to right. Gill sprinting down the right side of the floor. Off to Harris. Tried to pass it ahead to Campbell. He wasn't ready for it. It goes out of bounds. Caught by Jamari McDowell. He's wearing pregame warm-ups and sitting toward the end of the bench. Self said no decision had been made at shoot-around today on McDowell and his status this season, should he redshirt or play. He said they might not even make that decision today. Here's a shot from Griffin. Misses from 18 feet. Rebound tipped about. KJ saves it to Ryland, and KU will keep. Griffin tries another three. In and out, no good from the left side. Rebound Dickinson, right back up and in. Two more for Big Hunt. It's 24-5 Kansas.
Just has a nose for the ball. Got down with the little guys. Easy offensive rebound and putback.
Jayhawks still shooting north of 60%. Meanwhile, the Bison 2 of 14. Harris leans in, steps through, left-hand floater, banked home. That snaps a scoring drought of nearly 5 minutes, and they had been 0 for their last 10 field goal attempts. 24-7 Kansas. Coit head fakes on a three, steps inside the arc, inside to Hunt, back outside. Harris takes the three, missed it strong from the left side, and a rebound underneath to Harper.
Yeah, great ball movement on that possession. Everybody touched it. Guy got an open look. Just unable to knock it down for DeJuan.
Coach hates it when the ball sticks. There was no sticking to the ball on that one. It was moving quickly. Inside go the Bison, and a foul on KJ Adams as Campbell was hanging from 4 feet left side. And that'll take us to immediate timeout at the 7:57 mark with Kansas leading 24-7. Feels like a football score, 24-7. I understand many of you have divided interest tonight, and we appreciate those of you watching from home with the Chiefs on the TV and the Jayhawks on the radio. We'll keep you abreast from time to time on that game. No score early at Arrowhead between the Bucs and Chiefs, but thank you to those of you loyal Jayhawks tuning in to us despite some Monday Night Football interests as well.
We had that, 3 weeks ago with the Royals and Chiefs on a Monday night, so like Brian said, appreciate everybody watching both and listening to both. Listen up, Jayhawk fans, on game days, stop by Wendy's and buy one Baconator, get a second Baconator for just $1. And let's all cheer for Bacon Big Plays all season long. Wendy's, the official hamburger of Kansas Athletics.
And Bud Light is a proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. 24-7 Jayhawks. 7:57 to go here in the first half of the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, this is Coach Bill Self. We're used to talking about all things basketball, but right now I want you to hear these 4 important words about the growing crisis of drug overdose. One pill can kill. Kansans are dying every week from drugs laced with deadly fentanyl. Please educate your loved ones to steer clear of street drugs, never buy pills online without a prescription, and always use a reputable pharmacy. Just one pill can kill.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Kansas Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Take a look around and you'll notice something extraordinary. Look at your community, your state, and even farther. 2, 1, and liftoff. Jayhawks are there. On our 5 campuses across Kansas, we learn to be your doctors, teachers, researchers, champions. At the University of Kansas, we study the past to reshape our future, create jobs for a healthier economy, and discover the advancements that enrich our world. Jayhawks make it happen, one rock chalk at a time.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Christian Brown of the Denver Nuggets, and you're listening to Kansas Basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Always great to hear from downtown Christian Brown. Last week it was throw it down Christian Brown. Did you see his posterizing dunk on Rudy Gobert? And maybe the extracurricular after the dunk that drew a lot of viral video clip views.
Yeah, it just set everyone in a frenzy. Even the Minnesota bench was kind of like, whoa. That's the defensive player of the year that he did that to. And starting now for the Denver Nuggets, really efficient. They thought they'd miss Contavious Caldwell-Pope, but haven't skipped a beat.
Dom Campbell hits 1 of 2 free throws for Howard. Preseason favorites in the MEAC. It's now 24-8 KU. 7:57 to go here in the first half. What's pleased you the most, or rather, what's pleased Bill Self the most? His opinion only slightly more important.
Well, I think that they got easy buckets. I mean, anytime you get easy shots and shoot at a high percentage, you started out shooting threes, but I like the fact that we corrected it and started to get inside and figured out that the threes will come.
Mayo jukes past his man. A right-hand layup is true. My goodness, he toasted Dockery on that take-him drive.
You know, part of being a great three-point shooting team is shot faking and having them think you're going to shoot a three and get all the way to the rim. That's exactly what Zeke did there.
Dockery on the other end rattles home a 3 over Coit. He's preseason second-team All-League and showed it right there. Diggy back the other way quickly, has it knocked out of bounds as he tried for a transition layup. Man, they got down the floor fast, but Diggy had it knocked away, and it's off of Coit.
Yeah, and sometimes the no fear hurts you. I mean, he's not a very big guy, and nowadays if you just go straight up like the defender did, he just threw it out of bounds, but gotta love his aggressiveness.
He's the most aggressive Kansas guard since who? Here's a three-pointer missing left side from Harris. Rebound Kansas. Give Greg a chance to think about that. Adams
there he
up
is.
The floor, lobs the Hunt. Deep catch. Left-hand layup good. Big to big on the lob, and Hunter with the finish.
And what our bigs do a good job of it is in those transition opportunities is they go and post up high. And when they get the ball to the top, you can just throw it over the top, and when you're 7'2", it's a little easier to do that.
28-11, Kansas leading. 6:30 to go and a half. Bison come back, a shot rejected out of the sky by Dickinson. He threw Harper's shot back 8 feet. Storr on the other side, rains home a 3. A rejection on one end, a 3 ball on the other. The Jayhawks up 20.
Yeah, quick block by Hunter, kept it in play. AJ thought about driving to the rim, but his defender slacked way off. He made him pay with the 3.
Storr is open 2 for 3. Here's a brick by Dockery. Offensive rebound by Harris. It's an air ball, though, on the stick back. And Zeke Mayo comes up with the defensive rebound. AJ fakes on a 3, takes a long 2, missed it side iron. And Howard clears the board. With Kansas up 20, 5:45 to go in the half. Back the other way, a fading 17-footer missing from Blake Harper. Rebound Kansas, lob up the floor. Dickinson had his pass toward the rim, tipped and taken away. It was Storr trying to feed Hunt. AJ will pick up the turnover. On the other end, Dockery driving inside, and a foul's going to be called on Kansas. And Diggy Coit picking up his first, 5th on the Jayhawks. Howard has yet to make a foul. I guess that's the one positive on the box score for Coach Blake and his team.
I think what he'd probably say is, hey, maybe foul earlier so they don't get layups all the way. He might disagree with you on that one because not fouling hasn't exactly worked.
I'm just saying, no other stat category looks good right now except for that one.
Right.
For a Bison fan. 5:25 to go here in the first. A 20-point Kansas lead.
First real game action by Zach Clemens in a couple years.
Dockery takes a handoff. Floats one to Harris on the elbow. Right side 3 launched and drilled. Beautiful 3 ball that time by Strong, who hit it at 47% a year ago. And with that, it's back to a 17-point Kansas lead. 31-14 Jayhawks. Does Mayo have an answer? You bet he does! Zeke Mayo from the wing, and KU back up 20.
You know, and after the Arkansas game where he was a little passive, a little hesitant, he's been aggressive against the Washburn and aggressive again here tonight. There's a
Harris
hand fight and foul on Flory out on top, and that'll be a 16 foul. Like you said, we got team fouls now.
Yep. At least on the home team ledger we do. We haven't seen him put any up for the visitors yet. We'll see if that happens eventually.
I wonder if Bill's going to get his money's worth. How could it possibly be 6 on us, 0 on them?
He's not too animated yet, but this is typically the time in a tighter game he'd be barking up a storm. Howard to play it in from just to the left of the Kansas bench. Hawks remain in a man-to-man. Kansas leading by 20. Harris wide open for a three. Misses it short. Rebound Zeke Mayo of Kansas. Hawks will push. Storr down the left sideline. Finds Harris in the corner. Back out to Mayo. He was catching, looking to shoot. The defense was right there with Dockery. Off to Storr. Dribbles in. Finds Flory. 4:20 to go in the half. Jayhawks up 34-14. Harris finds Clemens in the corner for three. No, he missed it off the front iron. And the rebound to Howard. Zach can hit that, but maybe not their favorite option of the five on the floor. Hit a lot of those on the red team last year in practice as a redshirt. 4 minutes to go in the half. Dockery fades and fires from 16 feet left baseline. Misses. Rebound Bidunga. Up the floor. Mayo. He takes a three. He makes a three. Zeke Mayo from the right side. Timeout Howard. Kansas with its biggest lead of 23.
And I love how we're getting to a point where DeJuan brings the ball up the middle, or David, and guys are just fading to the corner. That's the new era of college basketball and pro. Is a three on a 3-on-2 break is acceptable, especially when you got shooters like we have. A nice little run by Zeke Mayo in the last 3 minutes. Couple threes and a layup. He's going to be a really, really tough guy to locate on a team full of weapons.
You don't want to get overly excited. It's just game one, day one. But, man, this looks good right now. The Jayhawks hitting 5 first-half threes already. They're shooting 62%. The ball movement has been excellent. The sharing and selflessness has been great. And the playmaking and shot making off the charts here early.
And the one thing you didn't mention that Bill Self loves, holding Howard to 21% right now from the field. And you put all that together and you're going to have a 20-plus point lead. Now, this is Howard. Friday night's going to be a lot different, but I really like the arrow's pointing up.
No doubt. Bison just 5 of 24. Kansas 16 for 26. 37-14 Jayhawks. LMH Health is your partner for lifelong health. Learn more at lmh.org. Kansas leading by 23 with 3:47 to play in the half. On the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Kids ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the moon really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?
For some questions, parents may not have the answer, but that's okay. They can't know everything, but knowing the right seat for their age and size will help protect them in a car crash. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Where do babies come from?
Good luck, Dad. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
All Jayhawks in this one, 37-14 Kansas, 3:47 to go in the first half. Meanwhile, at Arrowhead, the Chiefs with a 3-0 lead on Tampa Bay. Late stages, first quarter there. Thanks to those of you tuning in to us tonight while watching the Chiefs. We know your interests a little bit split with two of your favorite teams playing simultaneously, but we appreciate your loyal listenership here on the Jayhawk Network. Kansas up comfortably as the Bison get it in. A little bit of token full-court pressure, at least on the inbounds play. Now the Jayhawks back it off as the Bison bring it up the floor with Jaron Johnson. Kansas remains in a man-to-man. Clemens, Passmore, Mayo, Harris, and Bidunga, your 5 on the floor. Harper passes left side towards Strong with 10 on the clock. Left side Dockery now. Mayo guarding him. Number 5 on number 5. Dockery passes off to Strong, and a tipped ball by Passmore rolls out of bounds with 0.8 of a second on the shot clock. Enough time to catch and shoot, but not much time beyond that.
Yeah, Howard got lucky with the deflections. They were just going to, I don't think they even knew the shot clock, so now 0.8 on the clock. Got a chance to catch and shoot, that's about it.
Dockery to throw it in from the corner. Gets it in, a desperation heave, misses short from Harper. Rebound Kansas. 37-14 Jayhawks, 3:10 to go here in the opening half. Harris, a lob to Bidunga, a two-hand rifled home dunk. The pick and roll to perfection for Flory Bidunga.
It happened so quick, I don't know how you defend it, man. There wasn't a Howard guy within sight.
39-14 Kansas, 2:45 to play. First half action, Dockery, an impressive drive and a bank in with the left hand, left side.
Impressive is right. He took a ton of contact, thought he got fouled.
Clemens thought about a three, shot fakes, drives instead, steps through the paint, throws off to Passmore. Back to Zach. 2:30 to go in the half, Kansas by 23. Mayo, a head fake, a flip from the hip, misses. Bidunga fighting for the board, hits the deck and can't corral it. Rebound Bison. Here comes Howard down the right side. Inside they'll go with an aggressive drive and a left-hand shot. Might have been a goaltend.
Yeah.
They didn't see it. Rebound Bidunga. Harris up the floor, got away with a carry. Kansas with 2 missed calls benefiting the Hawks. No complaints from Bill Self. Here come the Jayhawks.
Yeah, I thought that was a goaltend as well, but he's so quick off his feet.
Bidunga backing down inside, turns with the left hand, too easy, too good. Flory Bidunga up and in. It's a 25-point KU lead.
Yeah, like I talked about with Hunter, same with Flory. If you don't double team him, they're going to abuse you, just like Flory did there. He was patient in his move, got all the way over left side over that right shoulder. Easy bucket.
On the other end, three-pointer launched and bricked from Shockley Okiki. Rebound Kansas. Harris quickly down the floor. Hawks leading 41-16. 1:20 to play here in the first half. Rylan Griffin will check in at the next dead ball. Mayo thought about a three. Crowd implores him to take it. Now he launches. Now he hits. Zeke Mayo again. Nearly perfect here tonight is Mayo, including 3 for 3 from beyond the arc.
They just lost him. How you lose a guy like Zeke Mayo, I don't think Coach Blakely knows either.
He's 4 for 5 overall, but on the other end, a three-point answer from Joshua Strong. I told you, shot 47% from downtown last season. He's got 2 here tonight.
Here's a teaching moment. Bill Self with his use it or lose it timeout, 49.8 on the clock. He's going to talk to the guys about end of half situations, 2 for 1. You know, I talk about that a lot. And that's exactly why he called that timeout early on in the year, to work on some stuff in a game atmosphere.
No Shaquille Moore here tonight. Coach referenced some soreness in his foot yesterday following practice, but called him not exactly day-to-day, but not week-to-week either. He's, according to Coach, whatever you would call 2 to 3 days out perhaps, but questionable for Friday versus North Carolina. They won't force it with him. But what do you make of the minutes for Hunter thus far, and how light will they go with him? I know in my interview with Bill, he said maybe 20 to 25 tonight. Thus far, 10 minutes here in the first half.
Yeah, I think 20, low 20s would be great. Get them back in the mix, because no matter how much you practice and how much you go against your own guys, it's different when it's under the lights, and it'll be really different on Friday night for the game of the year here in Allen Fieldhouse. Last year it was UConn, this year it's North Carolina, so your season ticket packet is very valuable this year with the Tar Heels coming to town on Friday. So take a look and see what Bill does here, how quickly they get this shot up.
44-19 Kansas. Mayo, a quick three launched and missed short. Rebound goes off the knee of a Bison player and will stay with Kansas. Shot clock to 20 seconds.
You know, sometimes when you tell them 2 for 1 doesn't mean you just have to take anything, and that was probably the one shot selection that you would question about Zeke Mayo, but he was told, hey, go get a shot up at the 40-second mark. I was just doing what you said, Coach.
And a bit of a heat check. As I said, he was 4 for 5 from the field and perfect from beyond the arc.
And definitely something he would have done at South Dakota State.
No doubt. 44-19 Kansas. Zeke looks so much more comfortable these last two home games compared to the opener versus Arkansas. And obviously the guards he's up against has a lot to do with that. But nice to be back home in the fog, too. Zeke rolling off the screen, drives inside, up, under, and in. What a finish for Lawrence native Zeke Mayo.
Yeah, once again, used the three-point line to his advantage. Everybody's thinking he's going to take that one, but blows by the entire Howard team, and they're going to get to halftime without committing a foul. Have to ask Chris Tyson last time that happened.
No kidding. And yet, as you pointed out, they're losing big, so it's not quite the factor they'd like it to be. Here's a kicked ball. It rolls out of bounds off the foot of a Jayhawk. It'll stay with the Bison. 46-19 Kansas. And Floyd Bidunga will check in for Dickinson. 9.9 seconds on the first half clock. Shockley Okiki will throw it in for Howard. Gets it into Johnson. Gets a screen at the top. Picks up his dribble. Passes back to Campbell. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. In the corner to Strong. Fumbled it away. Stolen by Mayo. And that's how the half will end. The Jayhawks, with a dominating first half performance, take a 46-19 lead to the halftime locker room behind 63% shooting and holding the Bison to an ice-cold 24%.
Hard to find any flaws in that half. I mean, you shoot the ball at 62.5%, hold your opponent to 24%, and you go into the locker room with a 27-point lead. So, got to try to win the second half. This game's obviously going to be won by the Jayhawks, but now when you're reaching in there, hey, let's get better this half. Let's try to win the second.
When we come back, Greg will have a look at the first half numbers, plus our Old Dominion Freight Line player of the half. 46-19, Kansas leads. We're at the break on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why our agents work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Isn't it time to check Shelter out? Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, families. A legacy of capability and technology that has made Ford F-Series America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
This is Brian Haney with a message from the Kansas Drive to Zero Coalition. Wherever you plan to watch or listen to this week's game, if you're drinking, have a plan to arrive and return home safely. We are proud to partner with the Kansas Drive to Zero Coalition. Plan ahead to designate a sober driver, hop on SafeRock, or use your favorite rideshare app. Together, Jayhawk fans with a plan can prevent serious injuries and fatalities caused by impaired drivers. True Blue Jayhawks don't drink and drive.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Kansas Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Hi, we're your friends who get super excited about the holidays.
We sure are, or this isn't the ugliest holiday sweater ever.
People think we're happy because we love peppermint lattes.
Or catching snowflakes on our tongues.
But really, it's because
it's Holiday Millionaire Raffle Season!
It's your best odds to win $1 million.
That's dollars, not twinkling lights, but that would be great too.
Play the Kansas Lottery Holiday Millionaire Raffle. Get excited!
See kslottery.com for details.
20 minutes of Jayhawk basketball are in the books. Welcome to the Halftime Show on the Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield. The Halftime Show is brought to you by the University of Kansas Health System, the official healthcare provider of Kansas Athletics, together with LMH Health, the Kansas Department of Insurance, reminding you to have a game plan before you invest. Help is available at smartinvestks.com, and by the Kansas Lottery. Download the Play On app and dream bigger. The Halftime Show begins now.
Welcome back to Lawrence, Kansas and Allen Fieldhouse, the newly renovated Allen Fieldhouse, as the Jayhawks getting it going tonight for the first time for real, taking over the Howard Bison 46-19 here in the first half. Take a look at some of the stats here in the first. As we look at Howard, they really struggled. 7 of 29 from the field, shot 24%, 2 of 8 from the free throw line. Kansas out-rebounded them 24-11. Look at some individuals for Kansas. KJ Adams only attempting 1 field goal, and you're up by 27 points. Hunter Dickinson, 3 of 4, 6 points, 5 boards, and a block. DeJuan Harris, 4 points, 3 rebounds, pretty good, 4 assists. Couple turnovers. Kansas overall did a good job taking care of the basketball. Only 5 turnovers in that first half. Rylan Griffin coming off a great night against Washburn, only 1 of 5. David Coit came out firing, made the first 3, got Kansas on the board. Had some good minutes by A.J. Storr. He's 2 of 4. But the 2 newcomers, 1 freshman and 1 senior transfer in Zeke Mayo, combined for 23 points. Zeke Mayo, 5 of 7, 3 of 4 beyond the arc, 13 points. And Flory Bedunga, 5 of 5 for 10 points. So let's look at our Old Dominion Freight Line first half player of the game. I could choose 1 of 2, but I'm going to go with Zeke Mayo. Zeke made 3 3-pointers, had 13 points, had 4 rebounds, couple blow-bys, couple layups. So Zeke Mayo is your Old Dominion Freight Line player, and right behind him would be Flory Bedunga. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion is the official freight line of Kansas Athletics. Your score at the half, Kansas 46, Howard 19. We'll be right back on the Halftime Show with a recap and highlights from the first half. You're listening to Jayhawk Basketball on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
My son Ricky took his life by the use of a firearm. It broke me, and I contemplated suicide. My grandson, I was gonna have to be here for him. I still own my firearm. I keep it in a safe because I want to keep my grandson and myself safe.
Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Allen Fieldhouse, Kansas, leading comfortably 46-19 at the break. It's time for our first half recap, brought to you by Bud Light, a proud sponsor of Kansas Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Kansas used a 21-1 run to blow this game wide open, leading by as many as 28. Current margin just shy of that, but what a first half of domination. It all got started with a David Coit transition 3. Here was David getting diggy with it from deep. Backdoor cut, up, under, and missing on a layup try is Harper. Rebound tipped about it. KU's got it. Here come the Hawks. Coit wants a three. He'll get a three. Diggy Coit right out the chute. 3-ball falling again. But then we'd see the Bison come back with a 4-0 spurt that preceded the 21-1 run by Kansas. DeJuan Harris had one of the first big buckets on that run. Here he was in transition. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Turns, fades, misses strong. Rebound Kansas. Dickinson tipped it ahead to Harris. Here come the Hawks. Wando to the cup. Right hand runner. Good. A little hesitation move and a beautiful finish. Then it was Flory Bidunga showing off his slam dunk skills. Store with the screen, passes ahead to Flory. A two-hand monster jam. Flory Bidunga rocking that rim on a beautiful feed from Store. That gave Kansas a 9-point lead. Another Bidunga slam gave Kansas a 14-point lead at 19-5. Rebound Bidunga of Kansas. Back come the Jayhawks. Harris, little stop and go, lobs to Flory. A two-hand thundering jam. One on the feed. Flory on that flush. Then Rylan Griffin and A.J. Store both hit threes. Let's hear them both back-to-back. 2 Kansas transfers showing off their 3-point prowess. And 2 points for Dickinson in the first 10 minutes. Griffin, he'll try a three and drain a three. Rylan Griffin from the right corner. The KU run continues. 19-1 on the Kansas run. Bison come back, a shot rejected out of the sky by Dickinson. He threw Harper's shot back 8 feet. Store on the other side, rains home a three. A rejection on one end, a 3-ball on the other. The Jayhawks up 20. Those are the first half highlights brought to you by Bud Light. When we come back, more halftime observations and a conversation with Joe Dooley with some mid-game observations from him. 46-19 Kansas at the break at the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
Do you have a reason to smile? If you have healthy teeth, you definitely do. And if you're covered by Delta Dental of Kansas, you have another reason to smile. Delta Dental of Kansas has many fabulous dental insurance coverage plans with a range of options to fit your life. You decide what you need. The whole process is so super easy. Plus, Delta Dental has the largest network of dentists in the entire nation. Yep, another reason to smile. Go to deltadentalks.com and click on Shop for Insurance to get started.
This is Kansas Insurance Commissioner Vicki Schmidt. Success on game day starts with doing your homework. Investing is no different. That's why you should visit smartinvestks.com, an investor empowerment initiative from the Kansas Insurance Department. Whether you are just coming off the bench or are a seasoned pro, smartinvestks.com is here to coach you on how to avoid investment fraud by chalking up the offensive and defensive X's and O's. Have a game plan before you invest. Visit smartinvestks.com. That's smartinvestks.com.
I had this patient. His cancer treatment had him in the hospital for a while. One day we learned his grandson's prom was coming up, so secretly we arranged for him and his date to stop by. I'll never forget that night, the smile on my patient's face, the hug that didn't want to end. Sometimes I wonder if I'm doing all I can. Then I help make a moment like that happen, and I know I am.
The University of Kansas Cancer Center. Why would you go anywhere else?
This message is for Shauna, my mom who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You told me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never, ever become a minivan mom. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, know it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
August was born 3 pounds, 9.8 ounces. When I first saw him, it was a whole range of emotions. There's stuff I still want to do. Being a young dad, it's not giving up. It's shifting. I looked through his eyes. I can envision the whole future with him already. To throw the first football to him, give him ice cream for the first time. My life is now devoted to his life.
Through all of fatherhood's firsts, never stop being a dad. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
46-19 Kansas at the break. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Jayhawk Basketball. Greg Early and Joe Dooley when we come back. Hawks up 47-19 on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the whoops. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
Jayhawks by 27 as we get set to start the second half. Here's what Joe Dooley thought of the first. Some audio issues there on the interview. We'll try to get that fixed for you. Producer engineer Steve Kincaid will get that worked out. Kansas, meanwhile, turns it over. And it's going to be Bison ball right out the gate. 7 seconds in, a turnover on Hunter Dickinson. We'll work on those audio gremlins. Try to get you that conversation with Joe Dooley at our next dead ball. Gill to bring it up the floor for the Bison. 46-19 Kansas in front. Jayhawks at a stifling man-to-man defense that's held the Bison at 24% shooting. Dockery weaves around the perimeter, try to hand it off. We're going to see an offensive foul on Dockery. And there it is, the first foul of the game on the Bison 30 seconds into this second half.
Yeah, that was... Haven't seen that in a while. No fouls in the first half. Do we have Joe Dooley? I can kind of summarize what Joe said.
Well, we'll get it to you at the next stoppage in play when we got 30 seconds worth of time to play, maybe at the next media timeout. But Diggy Coit to walk it up for Kansas as Jayhawks have the same 5 starters starting the second half as those 5 that opened the game. Griffin floats in, flings in the corner, out to Coit, dials up a 3, and delivers. David Coit hits another, a 3-ball in each half for Diggy.
Yeah, that started with penetration by Ryland, got it to the corner, and then Dewan found a shooter. Here's a knock away and a steal.
Steal for Coit. Up the floor he comes. Right-hand layup, good. He got his hand in the cookie jar, pilfered it away, and took it to the other end.
That's some sweat to ripe up, but quick hands by David, got the strip and the pick 6. Not going to see any dunks, I don't think, by David Coit, but counts just the same. 2 points, little 5-0 run by Diggy.
He's listed at 5'11". Coach Self has said it's probably closer to 5'8". But, man, what he lacks in height, he makes up with heart the size of the Sunflower State. This kid believes he can do anything.
You can lose the word probably. He's about 5'8".
You've measured him?
Sure.
51-19 Kansas. Coy pokes it loose from behind again. KJ's got the carom. Up to Harris. Up under and in. Wando sorted like Superman. And what a finish for DeJuan Harris.
How about David Coy twice on defense, getting the steal, starting to break. And DeJuan coming from left to right. Perfect English on the ball. And here's the first bucket by Howard as Dockery makes a running left-hander.
Coach Blakeney was close to calling a timeout, but Dockery settles him back in. 53-21 Kansas. Dickinson in the high post. Skips over the top to Griffin. Off to KJ, left baseline. He fades, fires, and converts. KJ Adams, who'd been quiet, comes up with a nice bucket there. He's 2 for 2 with 4 points.
Yeah, KJ just kind of lets the game come to him. It's a great example. He just played a little bully ball, got into the shoulder.
Dockery looking to drive on Coit, steps through, enters in. Harris kicks it, throws across the blocks where it's kicked by Dickinson. They're going to say out of bounds off of Howard, and Coach Blakeney can't believe the call. Hunter's smiling as he runs to the other end. He knows he got away with a kick ball there.
Yeah, it should have been a violation and Howard ball, but it wasn't a kick, and they're going to give it to Kansas.
Coach Blakeney, who was a key member of Coach K's back-to-back Duke National Championship teams in 91 and 92. He knows this is the hallowed ground. He knows Kansas gets a lot of calls here, but he's pleading with the officials, hey man, you missed a kick. 55-21 Jayhawks. 17:38 to go, and now a whistle and a foul as KU was lobbing it toward KJ Adams. Put this one on Dom Campbell, the Notre Dame transfer. 17:37 to go, all Kansas, 55-21. Jayhawks try to win their 52nd consecutive home opener. A streak that dates all the way back to Ted Owens in 1973. Get it into Dickinson, who lobs back out for Coit between the rings. 17.5 to go. Harris driving left of the lane. Weaves in, throws back. Griffin hooks it to Hunter. Left-hand touch shot, good. How about the selflessness of Kansas?
Yeah, Rylan Griffin now 3 times in this half alone. He's gotten the ball into the paint, found the right guy that time to Hunter Dickinson for a little 10-footer.
57-21. Jayhawks in front by 36.
And that'll only help Rylan on the outside as there's more and more film on him. Like, hey, he doesn't just beat you from the outside. There's a nice little move by Harper.
Blake Harper with a left-hand jump hook. 57-23 Jayhawks. Dickinson picks up his dribble on the elbow, out to Coit. Shot fakes on a 3. Push pass finds Griffin at the top. Rylan will drive. A jump stop. His pass, though, batted away by Dockery. And a steal scooped up for Dom Campbell. Dockery down the left sideline. Screen at the top from Campbell. They feed it inside Harris. Backing down on KJ. A lot of muscle there between those two. But a block by Adams. And Hunter Dickinson comes up with a loose ball. Great defense for KJ.
Yeah, they were really banging bodies in there, and KJ, it's hard to get around that big frame of KJ Adams.
16:15 to go. Dickinson inside, misses on a bunny. It was contested well, but he'll hit that most times. Rebound Bison. Here comes Howard. 57-23 Jayhawks with 16 minutes to play. Dockery, a screen at the top, dribbles left side, beautiful feed underneath. Shot was blocked going up by Johnson, stuck with it, and then a tie-up. We'll keep it with Howard. We get a timeout on the floor. Let's now try to hear that conversation Greg had with Joe Dooley, Kansas assistant that had the scout on the Bison.
Here with Coach Joe Dooley, had the scout for this game. Impressions of the first half, played well, started out shooting a lot of threes, but then got it to the rim.
Yeah, we settled for threes early. Then we did a good job finally driving and kicking. Threw the ball inside a few floor. He was good, got a few lobs off of ball screen situations, then threw the ball inside to Hunter a little bit.
In a game like this, when you're up by 27, what's the message to the team going into the second half?
Let's do the same thing we did in the first half. I mean, we had good defensive intensity. We didn't give very many easy shots, and do the same thing. Wrap up and get out early.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Again, that's a new feature we'll have for you here on the Jayhawk Network. Greg will catch up with whatever Kansas assistant coach had the pregame scouting report for some mid-game observations. 57-23 Jayhawks, 15:53 to go on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SiriusXM College Sports Radio, there's complete coverage of every major conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 24.
Hey Jayhawk fans, Coach Self here. When I prepare for a game, I always do my homework. Investing is no different. That's why you should visit smartinvestks.com, an investor empowerment initiative from the Kansas Department of Insurance. Smartinvestks.com is here to coach you on how to avoid investment fraud by chalking up the offensive and defensive X's and O's. Have a game plan before you invest. Visit smartinvestks.com.
Dear road rivals, let's talk about extra. Toyota offers tons of extra with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan good for 2 years or 25,000 miles. No-cost oil changes, no-cost tire rotations, no-cost fluid level adjustments, and more. That's a whole lot of extra at no cost from Toyota. Nissan and Ford charge extra for maintenance, and that's the kind of extra nobody needs. Try harder. Toyota.
Based on manufacturer's data as of 3/19/2024, covers normal factory scheduled service for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever occurs first. See participating dealer for coverage details.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Landon Lucas, and you're listening to Kansas Basketball on the Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Fieldhouse 57-23, Kansas in front, 15:53 to go. All Jayhawks in this one, they've led by as many as 36. Kansas shooting lights out at 66% and holding the Bison to only 27%. Just had a nice video talking about the McLendon Classic, the trailblazer that Coach John McLendon was, studying under James Naismith, inventing the fast break, a Naismith Hall of Famer twice over. But what's also cool is the great initiatives around this game and around John McLendon in offering scholarship opportunities. More on that at the next dead ball. Here's a shot to beat the buzzer from Dockery. It's an air ball, and it will go back to Kansas up 57-23. Every year going forward, Kansas will face an HBCU school at the start of the season. This is the second year of this initiative, but talk about the scholarship opportunities it creates.
Well, I know that Bill Self, it's a huge deal for him. He's been very active in it, and we've had McLendon in our office in Williams Fund and throughout the Kansas athletic program. Here's a nice dish. Oh my gosh, great find by KJ, and then Hunter blew the dunk that time. I don't know any other way to say it. He kind of put just both his hands over his face like, how did that happen?
Beautiful wraparound pass by KJ Adams, and then as you said, just bricked it off the side of the iron on a two-hand dunk attempt. But
and the McLendon initiative, like for instance, Justin Roberts, Norm Roberts' son, spent 2 years in our office, and he was great. He's used that experience, and he's now got a job at Boise State doing great things. So it's a very practical deal to get guys in there and understand college athletics and either stay with us or move on to other areas. And it's just been a really cool thing for Kansas athletics and a number of other athletic departments across the country.
A legacy of inclusion inspired by Coach McLendon. For more information, log on to minorityleaders.org. Love this new initiative these last couple of seasons at KU to honor a Jayhawk legend. 57-23, shot on the run is good, and the foul. Beautiful left-hand floater from Blake Harper with an and one coming as they pin this personal on KU. A.J. Storr picks up the personal.
Yeah, Howard's come out here in the first 5 minutes and been much more aggressive offensively. And, we talked with Joe Dooley at half, and I said it, this is what you try to do, try to win the half, And so far, Howard's done a better job of that here in the first 5 minutes.
Free throw misses. Rebound, KJ Adams.
Should have some numbers.
15 minutes to play. Kansas leading 57-25. Hunter, deep catch, plows through his man, and a charge is called on Hunter Dickinson. Was there a forearm push-off that time on the drop step?
I don't know. I did not see that charge. Defender got right underneath him, didn't have an angle, but Kelly Self, veteran official here tonight, made the call. Kelly was part of a game here, one of the best games ever in Allen Fieldhouse, the triple overtime thriller against Oklahoma, the Buddy Hield game, the Frank Mason game, the whatever you want to call it, one of the best games ever, and Kelly was on that call.
Incredible memory on your part. Randy McCall and Tyler Kumpf, the other two officials here tonight. 57-25 Kansas.
No relation to Bill Self.
Bison with the ball. Harris kicks out left side. Corner pocket three. Launched and drained from Blake Harper. And with that, they've cut it to a 57-28 tally. Mayo fakes on a three on the other end. Tries to blow by his man. Kicks through the hands of Storr, who saves right in front of us. And a reset for KU. Beautiful drop down toward Dickinson from Zeke Mayo, and Hunter is fouled going up. Bison, who had 0 fouls in the first half, quickly picking up yet another here. That's three in the first 6 minutes of the second.
There's the difference on the pick and roll. When Flory's in the game, that's a throw it anywhere within 5 feet of the rim. With Hunter in the game, it's a bounce pass.
Great point. First free throw good for Dickinson. Hunter shot him at just 62% a year ago, which was a little bit surprising on 109 attempts.
And I think that's a stat that obviously he wants to improve on and will improve on. 62 was, he should be a mid-70 shooter as he knocks them both down his first two of the year.
He shot him at 73% the year before at Michigan, 80% the year before that.
And it's such a weapon when you're big guy who will probably get to the line a lot. I mean, only 109 last year. Bill Self even talked about it like, hey, how's this guy that gets beat up every game not shooting more free throws?
On the other end, 15-footer swished in. Beautiful shot for Jaron Johnson, and you can tell the Bison really starting to settle in now, and yet KU still leads by 29. 14 minutes to play. KJ Adams driving right baseline through the paint area. Passes out toward Mayo at the top. Steps back, launches a three. Bullseye! Zeke Mayo with a next-level move on the step-back, swished home three.
Haven't seen that in a while. How about adding that to your repertoire if you're Kansas and Bill Self?
Mayo with 16 points. He is 6 of 8 from the field, 4 of 5 from deep. And the numbers tonight count, unlike the first two games of the Kansas uniform. He's putting on quite a show. 62-30 Kansas.
Here we are again, under 5 on the clock. There's defense by KJ and a steal.
Strip and a steal for KJ Adams. Back come the Jayhawks from left to right. A lob to Flory, too tall from Zeke Mayo on the lob. It's a steal on the back line for Howard. And now a whistle, and a foul's going to be called on A.J. Storr. Kansas in front 62-30. 13:03 to go. Hawks have led by as many as 36. And Mayo 16 lead all scorers. One of 3 Jayhawks in double figures. The other 2 are Kansas bigs, Bidunga and Dickinson. 13 minutes to play. Hawks in a man-to-man. Bison weaving around the perimeter. Strong off on the left side. Finds it into Okiji. Back out strong. Jayhawks extending pressure right up on those Bison on every catch. Here's a backdoor cut. They save it before falling down to the ground. 6 seconds to shoot. Three-pointer launched and brick short from Shockley Okiki. Rebound, Passmore of Kansas. Back on the Jayhawks from left to right. KJ receives a skip pass over the top. Drives in, kicks out, and a blocking foul is called before A.J. Storr threw in a three. The shot will not count as the foul came first. A foul on the Bison.
The new initiative last year, an emphasis by the NCAA, was those plays right there where a guy leaves his feet and somebody slides under him. It was the right call. It's unfortunate because A.J. made the three, but we didn't see it a ton last year, but there were definitely less charges called.
No doubt. A.J. Storr, who had 8 points in each of the 2 exhibition games, has 5 here tonight. If anything, it's good for him to see the ball go through the hoop, even if it didn't count. Mayo leans in, dumps off to Clemens, who fumbles it away, and the steal taken away by Howard. Here come the Bison. In transition, they turn and kick out. Shockley Okeke out his pocket, picked by Passmore, who just reached in and ripped it away like a linebacker. Mayo, a transition three. No. Rebound Bidunga, and a whistle and a foul on the floor on the Bison.
Yeah, frenetic pace. We've seen Rakis. We talked to Bill Self in the press conference this week, talked about the two guys that are great at 50-50 balls. Obviously Dewan, but Rakis Passmore is always in the mix. Got his hand on that one, started the break.
Zeke Mayo to throw it in for the Jayhawks. 12:01 to play in this one. Get it into Passmore in the corner. AJ looking to attack. Storr drives underneath. An acrobatic shot misses wildly off the bottom of the backboard. Tried to throw it up over his head. I think he thought he'd get a whistle for a foul. On the other end, three-pointer missing from the corner from Shockley Okeke. And then contact fighting for the board. This foul's going to go on KU. A 15 foul on the Jayhawks to match the 5 of Bison. And it will take us to the under 12 media timeout.
Yeah, just kind of a ragged pace these last couple minutes. It wasn't as free and easy as that first half. Second half action is brought to you by Ameritrust Credit Union, the official financial well-being partner of Kansas Athletics, proudly serving Jayhawk fans and the Lawrence community, federally insured by the NCAA.
62-30 Jayhawks. 11:44 to play in this one on the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Are you thinking about tomorrow? Midco is, and your needs and goals are at the top of our mind. Whether you want to up your internet speed game or end buffering frustration, turn to Midco and turn on a better way to connect. You'll get a partner with a fiber network ready for today and ready to handle anything the future can bring. Go bigger, go higher, go beyond. Midco. Let's go.
No matter your level of play, LMH Health and Ortho Kansas provide championship care to all members of the Lawrence community and beyond. Our experts in sports medicine and orthopedic care have partnered on the field with athletes for more than 45 years, providing innovative treatments and therapies for athletes of all ages. Call us at 785-843-9125 or visit lmh.org/orthokansas to learn more. LMH Health, a partner for lifelong health.
Hey Jayhawk fans, it's Coach Self. Here at Kansas Athletics, we know success isn't accomplished alone. It's all about the team. That's why we are proud to team up with Ameritrust Credit Union, the official financial well-being partner of Kansas Athletics. Team Ameritrust knows that every play matters and every moment leads to a winning game plan. They have the resources you need to save, spend, borrow, and plan along your financial journey. Stop by a Ameritrust location today or visit ameritrustcu.org. Together, it's a win. Rock Chalk.
62-30, Kansas in front, 11:44 to play in this one. Again, it's the second annual McLendon Classic, and just saw 5 recipients of the McLendon Leadership Initiative scholarships, one of which is Chris Hughes, former Kansas football offensive lineman, doing a fabulous job turning his McLendon experience into a full-time job in Kansas athletics.
Oh, he's great. I love it. He brings such a smile to everybody when Chris is in the room. Done an amazing job with us. But, yeah, I mentioned kind of the two scenarios. You use Kansas to get your next job somewhere else, or you use it and you find a position within Kansas or whatever school you're at. So it's working the way they intended it to work.
Chris Hughes, a specialist in the Inclusive Excellence Department here at Kansas that Paul Pierce II, no relation, started up a few years back, and Hughes has taken that torch and run with it, doing a fabulous job. 62-30, Kansas in front, 11:35 to go. Inside, Johnson on the run, misses on a floater from 8 feet, right paint area. Rebound Storr, who then had it knocked out of bounds by whom? We wait on a signal.
I think it's Howard's ball. They didn't. Yeah, they're going to give it to Howard.
And they never signaled officially, but AJ thought it was deflected by a Bison player. Instead, it's going to be a turnover on AJ Storr.
There's your makeup call after the kick they missed on Hunter.
So that'll be a second turnover on AJ, 11 on the team. Here's a tip by Passmore. Loose ball knocked out of bounds off of Kansas. It'll stay with the Bison. 62-30. Jayhawks comfortably in front with 11:22 to play. Zach Clemens guarding the inbound play. It's Clemens, Mayo, Bidunga, Passmore, and Storr. Your 5 on the floor. Get it in, do the Bison. Hook pass over the top. Johnson, a corner 3, misses short. And Flory Bidunga towers above the competition to pluck that one out of the sky. Up the floor, Passmore to the cup. Misses on a right-hand runner. Rebound tipped about, and Howard comes away with it. 11 minutes to play. Kansas doubling up the Bison, 62-30. Shakti Okiki lost the handle. Clemens on the steal. Here comes Zach all the way inside. Left-hand layup misses, but he's fouled. And free throws coming for Zach Clemens. Well, it gives us a chance to talk about Zach a little bit. He was our pregame player profile. Last year as a redshirt member in practice, he could shoot it freely, early and often, and you saw a much more confident Clemens. Haven't seen that yet in the preseason this year, but where can he help this Kansas team coming off a redshirt season a year ago?
Well, it's going to be spot duty. He's not going to get a ton of minutes, but he can give you length. He can give you outside shooting, and he's a veteran. I mean, he knows what Bill Self wants. And, he's a guy that, he needs to be able to guard. And that's going to be the biggest thing for Zach. If you want to get into Bill Self's good graces, you got to guard.
And hits your free throws. He hits a pair right there. 64-30, Kansas leading. 10:45 to go. Shakti Okiki looking to play it inside. Flory Bidunga coming out to pressure Miles Stewart on the catch. Backdoor cut. They fling in the corner. Johnson for 3. Bingo. Big shot for Jaron Johnson. And this has been a much more settled-in Bison team here in the second half. Almost as many points already in the second half as they had in the entire first half, and we're not even 10 minutes in to this second stanza. Kansas weaving around the top. Mayo fakes on a 3. Now he pulls the trigger. Now he hits. Zeke Mayo, a 5th 3-ball tonight. What an official debut for Mayo.
He's got such good body control. The guy flew by. He takes one dribble, real patient move. He just goes up with an ease to it that he just kind of makes this game look easy. And there's a near steal by Zeke on the other end.
19 for Mayo. A drive inside, a left-hand runner is good for Okiji. And with that, back to a 32-point Kansas lead. Mayo, a transition 3, missed it short. Rebound, Rylan Griffin. Out to Clements, back to Zeke. Kansas will reset. Clements shot fakes on a 3 and then bumped offline by Strong. And a foul called on Howard will be their 7th, so a 1-and-1 coming up here for Zach Clements. BMW of Topeka is the home of performance, professionalism, customer support, and service for KU grads and KU supporters. 3030 South Kansas Avenue or online at bmw.com.
How about the 9:25 mark after 0 fouls in the first half? Kansas is in the bonus after the 7th team foul by Howard.
How about that? That one the 3rd on Strong, so he's got 3 of his team's 7 in this half. And a hockey line change for Coach Blake and his team. 5 new Bison checking in. Jayhawks subbing a bit as well. Hunter Dickinson returning, and DeJuan Harris will check in for the shooter Clements, who's already 2 for 2 tonight from the stripe. Here's a front end that is good. Zach now 3 for 3. 9:25 to go in this one. 68-35 Jayhawks. Looking to go to 4-0 in the all-time series. Clements misses the second one. Did he do that so he could stay in the game?
Yeah, good question.
Just kidding. But Harris will have to wait. I would have. I know you would. The pass across the paint to the Bison. It's stolen away by Hunter Dickinson. Jayhawks will push it back from left to right. Dickinson in transition, hands off to KJ.
And if you notice, when Hunter's trailing the play, he hasn't been spotting up at all.
How about this speed? Dickinson to Clements, and a 2-hand rim rocker for Zach Clements. KU doubling up the Bison.
Yeah, Hunter in the short post over on the right side. Good awareness by Zach to just cut to the basket, and a really good passer, and Hunter Dickinson found him.
70-35 Kansas, 8:35 to go. Harper drives in, kicks out, 3-pointer launched and drained from Okoji to make it a 32-point game.
I was going to say, 38. Hunter is catching the ball and running to pass as opposed to last year he kind of spotted up at the top of the key. Leaving KJ wide open for the three, which
he dribbles in, pulls up, 15, bang. KJ Adams, much more in his wheelhouse, and he's 3 for 3, 6 points for KJ.
That shoot around today, I watched him shoot about 50 of those from that very spot. That's about his limit, about 15 feet.
Bison go inside, kick it back out. Dockery at air ball 3, and it's knocked out of bounds by Gill. And we'll get a timeout on the floor. And finally, DeWan gets to check in for Zach. So missing that free throw and getting 2 extra minutes led to a dunk for Zach.
Good dunk, good for Zach. Hey, cheer on the Jayhawks with Electric Park canned cocktails. Vodka sodas available in 2 delicious flavors. Perfect for game days made with Rieger's vodka.
72-38 Kansas, 7:52 to go on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm Tammy Peterman, president of the Kansas City Division of the University of Kansas Health System. We are proud the University of Kansas Hospital is still the best hospital in Kansas and Kansas City, according to U.S. News and World Report, the only hospital to ever receive this recognition. We are also the only hospital in the region to have any medical and surgical adult specialties ranked among the top 50 nationwide, with 6 nationally ranked specialties. Now and always, we are here for you. Learn more at kansashealthsystem.com/stillthebest.
And now an important message from our coaches' wives.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis,
988 provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support.
You'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns and connect you to additional resources if needed.
There is hope.
You are not alone. For 24/7 non-judgmental support,
call, text, or chat 988.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Dillon's for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Dillon's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Hey folks, this is Jason Sudeikis, and you're listening to Kansas Basketball on the Jayhawks Sports Network.
Always great to hear from Jason Sudeikis. He was in the house for last year's headlining non-conference home game at UConn. KU taking down the defending national champs. What celebrities will be in the house on Friday night for this year's headlining home non-con game?
A lot of former players. I know Nick Collison, Billy Thomas, Mario Chalmers, Tyrell Reed, obviously Wayne Simeon, Eric Chenoweth. I talked to Dave Robish today. He'll be back. So another guy, a Southsider in the rafters. As far as celebrities, I haven't heard from Sudeikis. Doesn't mean I won't. Hopefully it's not like Thursday night. Hey, I need 4 tickets to the hottest ticket. But we can usually figure that out. But yeah, that's where we're at. Sitting down with Joni today, kind of going through requests. There's a bunch of them. Everybody wants to be here. It'll be the game of the year thus far. That was just over and back that they didn't call on Kansas.
Jayhawks with the ball, leading at 72-38. Ryland Griffin floats, flips, misses. A 2-hand follow dunk was good from Dickinson, but will not count. There's a foul first on Howard.
Every single
goes coming for Ryland Griffin.
Every single time Ryland's caught the ball beyond the arc, he's shot faked and he's penetrated. So probably was discussed in the locker room. Not that we don't want Ryland Griffin shooting, but it's obviously been something in his head that every time he touches it, he's going to try to get to the rim.
So Griffin to the free throw line. At 14 points on 4 of 7 threes versus Washburn last week.
Yeah.
First free throw good for Ryland Griffin.
What a weapon he's going to be when you think about DeWan penetrating, Ryland Griffin, Zeke Mayo, everybody kind of fading to the corner. You got options, and Hunter with the ball in the middle, same thing. Get double team, he knocks down both free throws. So an embarrassment of riches for Bill Self and his staff.
Griffin shot 81% from the free throw line as a member of the Crimson Tide a year ago, so he'll be one of the better foul shooters this season, you would think, for Kansas. 74-38 Jayhawks, 7:20 to play. Bison force up an air ball three, that one from Okaju. Offensive rebound, though, to Harris. Hands off Dockery. He's cut off on the left paint. 2 seconds, 1 second. They barely get it off. It misses short. Rebound and the putback, good for Harris, who finally gets another bucket. He had been just 1 of 6. He's their preseason Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference Player of the Year.
I just thought of another guy that's going to be here. It's going to get a crazy. Here's a dunk by
Dickinson.
Should be a dunk.
Fouled going up by Harris. He'll get 2 free throws instead. Will Hunt.
It was another nice pass by KJ to Hunt. But a guy that I forgot about is going to be here Saturday. I don't know, Mr. March?
Friday,
Remy Martin.
How about that?
Yeah.
You've compared Diggy Coit to Remy several times. We'll have to get a
just kind of
picture of those two together.
Guy, and when you look back at Hunter knocks down the first of 2, as you think back to Remy in that national championship year, it was really kind of had it all. There was 6 weeks of nothing right in the middle of the Big 12 season. Then it was about early March that he came back. Hunter misses the second back rim. But man, was he special in the second half versus North Carolina. He win by 3, and Remy gives you 11.
Dickinson, 1 of 2, now has 11 points and 5 rebounds. Dockery for 3, missed it short. Dickinson had it. Harris knocked it away and fumbles it out of bounds. So
yeah, Hunter came up with that ball, was going to have a leak out to Diggy, but Howard jamming the outlet passer. Hunter is a really good outlet passer. He likes to get it and turn, and he can make a 2-hand chest pass from throw it about 90 feet. Here should be something up top.
A lob, too tall for KJ from Dewan. That's the second alley-oop pass from Dewan that sailed a little bit too high tonight. And then a reach-in foul on Dewan Harris after that, so they add insult to injury, turnover, and then a foul. First on Dewan, 6th team foul. 75-40 KU leading with 6:26 to go. Meanwhile, the Chiefs game is a 10-7 score at the half. Kansas City leading Tampa Bay. Again, thanks to many of you who are watching the Chiefs on TV and listening to us. Appreciate you greatly for cheering on both your favorite teams here tonight. Pass ahead for the Bison, goes through the hands of the intended target, Taiwo. A steal for Kansas. Up the floor, Harris fakes on a 3 in the corner to Coit. He shot fakes and wisely pulls back on it. So he would have had to shoot it over a player that had about 8 inches of height on it. Dickinson, he'll try a 3. He'll hit a 3. Hunter Dickinson from straight on. He was 35% a year ago. He's opened 100% tonight.
Yeah, such a weapon when your big guy can step out like that. Gets you at least 1 a game, maybe 2, but got to respect him out there. Got a good stroke.
Those are Scott Pollard-like numbers.
Yeah.
1 for 1.
What was it? 2 guys from San Diego, Scott Pollard and Jeff Withy, both 1 of 1 from the 3-point line.
5:30 to play. Kansas by 38. Harper for 3. Good. He was left relatively open atop the key there.
And Dewan looked over at Rylan Griffin like, where are you? And Bill, of course, is going to side with Dewan.
78-43 Kansas, 5:10 to go. Griffin dribbles through the paint, dumps down to Hunter. Misses on a left-hand dunk, but he's fouled. And he's so frustrated with himself as he's missed 2 dunks tonight. That one, though, he was being raked across the arm in the process.
But he's going up to dunk it. We know Hunter's limitations athletically. He's not going to jump over anybody, but he doesn't have a long way to go at 7'2". Yeah, but that's part of getting acclimated back into the game. It's one thing to practice, another thing to get out here and play against real guys. So he knocks down another free throw. He's now 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Look at his line. 15 points, 6 boards. 5 of 8 from the field, only 21 minutes. Probably won't be much more for him. This might actually do it with Flory about to check in.
The numbers guys or stat geeks look at a defensive collaborative category called stocks. Steals plus blocks. He's got 5 stocks tonight. 3 steals, 2 block shots. Those defensive numbers jump off the page as much as his 16 offensive points do.
Stat geeks, huh? I mean, you're going to maybe offend some people.
I think they wear that moniker proudly.
That's right, true.
80-43 Kansas. Dickinson comes off likely for the last time. Got his 20 to 25 minutes that Bill Self is predicting here tonight. Officially 21 minutes. Here's a drive inside. Layup good for Okoji. And 80-45 our score. Kansas in front with 4:35 to play. Adams handing off to Zeke Mayo. Mayo's really been the headliner. 19 points on 7 of 11 shooting, including 5 threes for the Lawrence natives' first official game as a Jayhawk of Kansas. Coit driving underneath, got airborne, dumps down to KJ, and he's fouled going up. And here comes KJ Adams, who has been consistently a 60% free throw shooter his entire Kansas career. It's actually pretty remarkable how exactly consistent at 60% he's been. 12 of 20 as a freshman, 60%. 61% as a sophomore, a spike there. Then back to 60% on 120 attempts last year. First one here is in and out, no good. Can we expect it to be noticeably better as a senior, and if so, why?
Well, that's a great question. I think only KJ can answer that with his play. You would hope that it's better. Like that one looked a lot better than the first one, but it is crazy that those numbers are so similar.
Fundamentally, is he doing anything different?
Not really. I mean, I think he's using his legs a little bit more, understanding how to get more. I mean, it was such a flat shot early on in his career, and as you get older, you start to figure it out, put a little more arch under it. But yeah, would you love him to be up in the upper 60s? For sure.
Now 254 career attempts for KJ, almost exactly 60%. There's a backdoor cut and a two-hand throwdown from Miles Stewart as he found a hole in the Kansas defense. 81-47 Jayhawks with 3:45 to play. Mayo, right side to A.J. Storr, lobs underneath the floor. He goes up with the left hand, misses, but he's fouled. A foul on Okoji. And free throws coming for the top 10 recruit, Flory Bidunga.
Unleash your smile power with Delta Dental of Kansas. Learn more about individual and family plans at deltadentalks.com.
College basketball has its first court storming of the season. Opening night for so many schools across the country. And how about this one? Central Florida storms the court in Orlando. We've seen that before. They do it against number 13 Texas A&M tonight.
Oh, wow.
How about that? When Kansas lost there a year ago, it was just their second sellout ever, and they don't have to recap that game too much. But more joyful celebrations in Orlando tonight. 81-47, Kansas leads at 3:38 to play. KU Bookstore is the official KU campus store since 1946. It's the Equity Bank Jayhawk Sports Network from Learfield.
Put your phone on D&D, that means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D, that means do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Ma, is this how you feed a hamster?
I think so.
Is my homework right?
I think so.
Is, this milk still good?
I think so.
When it comes to parenting, sometimes it's okay to think you know. But when it's something as important as your child's car seat, don't just think. Know. Double check if your child is in the right seat for their age and size. It'll help protect them in a car crash. Don't just think. Know by visiting nhtsa.gov/the right seat. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
3:38 to play in this one. All Jayhawks here tonight. Kansas about to go to 52 in a row on opening night in the Fog. Just an astounding, mind-boggling statistic to see that consistency over the course of the Ted Owens era. 10-0. Larry Brown, 5-0 on opening night. Roy Williams, 15-0 on opening night. And Bill Self about to go to 22-0 as Flory Bidunga misses the first free throw. 81-47 Kansas, 3:38 to play.
Just remember
52 straight years.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And what's the number on season-ending games? It's in like in the 30s?
Almost 40, yeah. Second free throw good for Bidunga.
I forgot a guy Saturday that's going to be here, Sasha Khan.
Okay. Member of the 08 National Championship team. Here's a tip and a steal for Flory. This could be fun. Bidunga takes off and throws it down. Flory Bidunga, the rip and run, and the two-hand slammer. 84-47 Kansas. That'll help Flory's stat line. He's got 13 points and 7 boards in his official Jayhawk debut. And now another steal for Bidunga. Lobs ahead to Store to Zeke, who then fumbles on the catch and has it stolen away. Boy, AJ was selfless there, and Zeke just had it pilfered away.
Well, the old saying, give it up to get it back, and that's maybe a goaltend there.
Near goaltend on Flory. It misses instead. Rebound Passmore. Lob up the floor to Store, but too far out in front on the pass by Passmore. AJ tried to save it, but starts the break for Howard. Transition three missing from Strong. Rebound Kansas. Little helter-skelter here the last few times down the floor. They'll slow it down a bit.
Yeah, probably about to do it as some of the walk-ons about to check in.
Zeke, shot fakes on a three, drives inside, floats, misses. Rebound, Bison. Boy, Zeke was hunting that 20-point game in his Kansas debut and just missed on the left side runner. 2:10 to go, and now a kicked ball out of bounds. We'll keep it with the Bison, but allow for a slew of Kansas substitutions. Evers, Cassidy, Thingvall, and Cross all checking in for Kansas for Passmore, Mayo, Store, and Bidunga. Zach Clemens stays on the floor.
Yeah, nice job by those guys here tonight. Zeke kind of, for the bench players, really carried the load, but he'll take it. 84-47 here with a couple minutes to play.
Bison did it in at the top. Cassidy comes out to guard him. They throw left side. Driving underneath, floating, shooting, scoring, and the foul is Blake Harper. He gets an and one on Zach Clements. The free throw coming here. And give Howard a ton of credit. They really struggled in the first half. Just 19 points, barely shot north of 20%. Second half, 30 points of offense. They're still going to go down on a really lopsided final score, but I think we saw some confidence gained for the preseason favorites in the MEAC, much more so than the first 20 minutes. Throw from Harper is good, and they get to that 50-point mark. 84-50 Kansas. The Hawks will be 4-0 all-time in this series against the alma mater of Kamala Harris.
Got a pretty big day tomorrow.
No doubt. Here's Cassidy driving underneath, had the ball squirt loose. Clemens dives for the loose ball, saves it to Justin Cross. Out to Evers, orders up a three. He hit it! Wilder Evers from the wing. 3 fingers in the air and 3 points on that board.
Had a kid, Wilder. He got it. Quick release, nothing but net. I think his parents are here tonight, but I know they're listening back in Birmingham.
1:15 to go. Hawks by 37. A rejection by Justin Cross, but the Bison stick with it, and they get a layup on the carom from Miles Stewart.
Oh, actually, that might have been a block by Wilder. You think it was Justin?
Pretty sure.
Yeah,
they do indeed give it to Cross.
I was just trying to... There goes Patrick.
Deep three for Cassidy. Misses with a brick. And the long rebound comes away for Strong of the Bison. Up the floor, tipped away. Carom ball scooped up by Howard. Three-pointer for Harper. Buried. Wow, what a half he's had. 16 now for Harper. Blake Harper, a freshman out of Washington, D.C., local recruit. He will always remember his 17 points here in college basketball's most historic venue. 10-second differential on the shot clock and game clocks. KU will have to shoot it once more. 87-55 Jayhawks. Cassidy fakes on a three. Drives right side. Cut off there by Johnson. Passes to Cross. Tipped away momentarily. Cross saves it to Cassidy. Launches a three. Missed it Strong. And the rebound to Howard. 7 seconds to go. Here come the Bison up the floor. An acrobatic layup attempt misses for Okoji. A foul on Kansas will give 2 more free throws to Howard. Mere formality at this point. Kansas is going to win this thing by at least 30. 87-55 with 4.3 seconds to go. Koji, the junior out of Canada, 4 points a game a year ago, hits the first here. Give him 5 in Allen Fieldhouse tonight. Rock Chalk chant loud and proud here tonight. Fans filing out to go home and watch the rest of the Chiefs game perhaps. But listen to our post game, it's going to be a good one. Koji's second free throw also good, 87-57. Jayhawks get it into Wilder-Evers. The final 4 seconds strip off the clock, and you can rock. Chalk it up, the Jayhawks win. 52 consecutive opening night wins here in the Fog.
Yeah, wow, what a number. 52 in a row is crazy when you throw that in with all the other crazy stats that Kansas has amassed over the years, but they did a really good job with a lot of newcomers tonight and put it away early. Give Howard a lot of credit. Only got outscored by 3 in that second half, but Kansas took care of business early, put this away. Now we can set our sights on Friday for a really big matchup against the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Yeah, Howard closed on a 7-0 run to tighten that final margin to 30. 87-57, our final. When we come back, Greg and I will begin our post-game coverage and have a chance to pick a player of the game, recap the numbers in the Kansas-Howard box score, bring you Bill Self, courtesy of our friends at Martin Pringle, and much, much more. 90 minutes of post-game coverage begins next on the Equity Bank Jayhawks Sports Network from Learfield.
When a KU versus K-State rivalry game begins, emotions run high, legends are created, school pride hangs in the balance, memories that last a lifetime will be made, because each game is the most important game in history, at least until the next one. Get in the game with your chance to win up to $50,000. The Rivalry Riches instant ticket from the Kansas Lottery. See kslottery.com for details.
Do you have a reason to smile? If you have healthy teeth, you definitely do. And if you're covered by Delta Dental of Kansas, you have another reason to smile. Delta Dental of Kansas has many fabulous dental insurance coverage plans with a range of options to fit your life. You decide what you need. The whole process is so super easy. Plus, Delta Dental has the largest network of dentists in the entire nation. Yep, another reason to smile. Go to deltadentalks.com and click on Shop for Insurance to get started.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy